Good evening and welcome to UCTV News. I'm Tama Moni.
And I'm Amanda Cabral. Thank you for joining us. Bernie Sanders is running for president. The Vermont independent senator announced his bid for the White House on Tuesday morning at Vermont Public Radio, saying he wanted to let the people of Vermont know about this first. Sanders says he is running as part of a grassroots movement and political revolution that he started in 2016 and is hoping to keep the momentum going through 2020. Other notable Democrats running in 2020 include Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, and Kristen Gillibrand.
Just 1 week after Pope Francis defrocked Theodore Cardinal McCarrick, the Pope will be joined by over 100 bishops as part of an international summit on sex abuse within the clergy. The meetings, which will take place at the Vatican, are designed to break the code of silence that has allowed for sexual misconduct to take place within the Catholic Church in the past. Right here in Connecticut, Bishop Michael Cody from the Diocese of Norwich released a list of over 40 priests involved in misconduct in the past. None are currently serving in the diocese.
A New Haven man has been charged with sexual assault and robbery. 26-year-old Navardo Lockhart was arrested after a 4-month-long investigation into multiple sexual assault accusations and robberies of perceived prostitutes. New Haven police identified Lockhart after a victim reported photos of him on her iCloud account. The incidents took place in the Edgewood Park area. NBC Connecticut reports that the state's forensic lab linked 6 sexual assault evidence kits to Lockhart's DNA. Up next, we'll take a peek into the culinary world at UConn. UConn's student-run program Mixed hosted its first ever Food Fusion Feud at the Asian American Cultural Center. UCTV News reporter Khalil Rahman has the story.
I'm here at UConn's Asian American Cultural Center for Mixed Food Fusion competition.
Last Tuesday, UConn's Asian American Cultural Center hosted the Food Fusion Feud. This new cooking competition is run by the student program Mixed, which seeks to promote the acceptance of individuals from different backgrounds. The goal of the competition was to create dishes that combine different cultural cuisines and promote inclusion through food. The organizers of the event were inspired to create this unique competition based on their own mixed backgrounds.
I identify as mixed. I'm Puerto Rican, Panamanian, and Black. And so any family gathering that we had together, all of our food was fusion food. So I thought it would be cool to see if other people had fusion food that they came up with.
There were 3 teams of students competing in the Fusion Feud, with each team putting their own multi-ethnic spin on popular dishes. The teams had an hour and a half to create their dishes before they would be tasted by a panel of student judges and spectators.
What we're looking for is definitely something that is, unheard of. So we want everyone to get as creative as possible. The more unique, the better.
During this time, the teams began cutting, frying, and baking away, while student spectators waited eagerly to try these new dishes.
One of the groups is making a chocolate tofu cake, and so I'm looking forward to seeing them win, maybe.
At the end of the hour and a half, the teams presented the judges with their dishes. After careful deliberation, the judges awarded the team of Gabriel Rodriguez and Trahan Murphy first place for serving chorizo-filled pot stickers and Mexican fried rice to showcase their Chinese and Mexican backgrounds. The organizers of the event said they hope students of all backgrounds found a greater appreciation for different cultures and their delicious foods.
We just wanted to show a way that people can show cultural appreciation without appropriating anything.
Reporting for UCTV News, Khalil Rahman.
A former University of Connecticut Fire Department lieutenant died over the weekend. According to the Daily Campus, Lieutenant Heidi Vaughn died at age 41 after a battle with cancer, and UConn Fire Chief William Perez said it was her second time battling cancer. She joined the UConn Fire Department in 2004 and was promoted to lieutenant in 2010. She was also a deputy fire marshal and a company officer.
The College of Liberal Arts and Sciences is holding the 5th annual Student Speaker Competition for this year's CLAS undergraduate commencement ceremony. The college will choose 2 graduating students to speak on behalf of their fellow graduates at one of the 2 CLAS commencement ceremonies held on Sunday, May 12th. Interested students should email a typed copy of their speech to the CLAS office of the dean, which should be no longer than 5 minutes long. The deadline to submit speeches is Friday, March 22nd at noon. After the break, more on Oscar Mayer's Wienermobile, which came to campus last week.
This 27-foot-long hot dog is making its way across the UConn campus this afternoon with a familiar face, UConn alumni Gabriella Medvick. Oscar Mayer is well known for their lunch meats, bacon, and of course, their hot dogs. So how was this car able to drive its way through stores today? The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile is an ongoing internship and chooses just 12 people each year to drive the mobile around the country, and Gabriella is one of them. She has many responsibilities with this position.
We're the spokespeople for the Wienermobile, so we do all of the local level marketing and PR, as well as host a series of events. So we do a lot of grocery stores, car shows, parades, you name it. Where the Wienermobile can fit, we go.
Gabriella is no stranger to watching people's expressions as she drives down the road, but something about the UConn students' reactions today was extra special.
You drive by, and a lot of the times they have their headphones in, so they don't hear this large vehicle coming, and then you drive by and they're and they just pull out their phones, take pictures. It's so great to be back where I went to school, because I know that if this had happened while I was here, I'd been I would have been calling my mom and oh my god, you won't believe what's here. It's this giant hot dog, and that's exactly what's happening.
Gabriella gets to travel all over the country and see different areas of the country she has never seen before.
I absolutely love the different people we get to meet, all of the young kids, adults who have seen it so many different times, who this is their 15th time seeing it, and they're so excited. It's just so great. It just warms your heart.
With tours coming to a close today, the Wienermobile is headed off to Philadelphia. With UCTV News, I'm Regan Schiappa.
I depend on you, you depend on me, and I know that our team will always win.
A Naugatuck police officer is under fire after 2 videos surfaced of him on Facebook making racial statements. Lieutenant Brian Camarada said he went through his day interacting with people from different businesses and referenced immigrants. He said, spoke English, they understood in English in regards to immigrants. The deputy police chief, Joshua Berniger, said Camarada's Facebook posts do not align with the values of the police department. This comes after another officer was suspended over a year ago for 10 days after saying racial slurs to a woman while he was off duty.
Next Wednesday, the Leadership Legacy Experience program will be hosting guest speaker Danielle Feinberg, who is director of photography and lighting at Pixar Animation Studios. Feinberg has decades of experience in animation, working on notable kids' films, including Toy Story 2, The Incredibles, and Finding Nemo. Feinberg will be speaking about leadership and success in a male-dominated field. The talk will be held in the Dodd Center Conover Auditorium at 7 p.m. Coming up next, UCTV News reporter Luke Hydash sits down with one UConn professor, who's also a Grammy winner.
I'm UCTV News reporter Luke Hydash here with Dr. Kenneth Fuch, an American composer here at the University of Connecticut who recently won a Grammy. Dr. Fuch, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here.
So I first wanted to ask you, you'd been nominated in the past for Grammys. What made this time different?
Well, I think the fact that we had 4 nominations, this is our 4th one. This recording with the London Symphony Orchestra is very special for a number of reasons. First, it is my 5th recording for Naxos with the London Symphony Orchestra with my longtime friend and champion, Joanne Folletta. Joanne and I were classmates together at Juilliard. And we have recorded those 5 discs over 15 years with the LSO. So this recording is celebrating a 15-year recording partnership. And I think that was part of the success this time. Also the fact, the extremely important fact of it was at the Grammys, the Year of the Woman, and a renewed emphasis on diversity and highlighting the extraordinarily different types of music that can be honored by the Recording Academy. And Joanna's actually was the first female nominee in the category that we won, Best Classical Compendium. And so I think that was also part of it. And the fact that the repertoire on the recording itself is quite unusual. There are 4 works. There are concertos for piano, electric guitar, and saxophone, and an orchestral song cycle for countertenor. And I'm thrilled to tell our audience that there really aren't that many electric guitar concertos for with symphony orchestra. There are only 5 or 6. So it was very unusual, kind of oddball mix of repertoire that I think really put it over the top.
How has this award shaped your teaching?
Well, when I was growing up, when I was an undergraduate student at the University of Miami, I studied with a man named Alfred Reed, who was one of the influential people in establishing educational programs in the entertainment industry, in music business. And at the University of Miami, he established a program called Music Merchandising, where he taught the aspects of the music business and what it is to write a contract, and what is copyright, and how does that affect a composer and recording artists. So I learned at an early age from Alfred some very important lessons about the kind of entrepreneurship skills that not only composers but all musicians need to promote their music. And so today at UConn, I am always talking to my student composers about the entrepreneurial aspects that are absolutely necessary and required to succeed in a professional career.
What's next going forward? Where do you go from here?
Well, I have several commissions lined up. The next piece is a concerto for flute and orchestra. And after that, I'm actually very honored to have been asked to compose a piece in memory of the Parkland High School shooting. I grew up in Broward County, Florida, and that was the reason I think that the Florida Bandmasters Association has asked me to compose a memorial work for the victims, both living and not living, of that tragedy. And I'm deeply honored to be asked. And the premiere is a year from now.
All right. Well, Dr. Kenneth Fuchs, thank you so much for being here. Take care. Thanks.
That does it for us here tonight at UCTV News.
Be sure to check us out on our Instagram at UCTV Channel 14.
Have a good night.